Hello, Eco Collective. I'm Sarah, and today we are talking about zero waste meal planning. When I'm planning out my meals for the week, I love to have a couple different options to choose from, but also make bulk meals because I find it to be much cheaper and I really like what I cook. So when I'm planning out my meals, I always like to choose local and seasonal foods first. It's much better on your body when you're eating seasonal fruits because they retain their nutrients more than if you're eating something out of season. It also, takes up much less energy when you're eating things that are local. It's not having to be shipped from far away. It's usually either brought in from down the road. And here in Washington, we have tons of farms outside of Seattle, and so we get an abundance of local produce. Another thing about eating seasonal fruits and vegetables is that it makes your meals more fun. You're not eating the same thing, in the summer than you would be in the winter. I feel really lucky that I have a program like Imperfect Foods here in Seattle. I know that they service all of several different cities in the United States as well. But I get all this produce delivered to my door once a week, and it's things that would have otherwise gone in the garbage because the grocery stores won't sell them. And so it's like my potato kind of has this dent in it, but to me it's fine and it tastes great. Something that's really funny, I feed my dogs carrots as treats, and so every week I order 5 pounds of organic carrots for my produce box, and my dogs freak out anytime they see the produce box being delivered. They know it's time to get a treat. When I'm meal prepping, I usually will prep multiple meals, so I like to use as much as I can of what I buy. And then I store everything in the refrigerator appropriately so that it lasts up until the time that I'm going to cook it. There's nothing I hate more than having to throw away something like a beautiful, delicious kale. When I'm packing up things on the go, I like to use my stasher bags. They come really in handy for storing really anything. I like to usually store my grapes or any fruit that I'm going to be eating for the week into one of them. I always have several assortments of glass Tupperware that I use to store my meal preps or anything that's left over. Just several different ones. I also reuse plastic containers that I have all the time. If I have any, I don't buy them anymore, but from before. Today we're going to be making a soup. Super easy, most zero waste meal I can think of. I go and buy my rice and my lentils in bulk. All you gotta do is get the tear weight on there, write the number down, take it to checkout. It's so easy to use your own jars. You also have the ability to fill up my spices, so I'll fill up all of my spices in bulk and just reuse the same glass jars that they came in. So right now I'm making a soup. I'm gonna use potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, rice, lentils, and some spices. And these are all things that I was able to get without packaging. I could use produce bags for my produce, and I use my jars for bulk, and also use jars for my spices. Something that's kind of fun that I do as well. So technically it's not getting rid of waste, but instead of just throwing these in the compost right away, I'm gonna store them in this stasher bag that I keep in the freezer, and I put all of my vegetable scraps in it. And once it gets full, I keep several of them actually. Once it gets full, I turn it into vegetable broth, and then I use the vegetable broth as the base for the soup. And so then I have to compost the veggies afterwards, but it gets another life out of it before it just goes straight into the compost. So now that I've cooked my soup, I usually just store it in a glass jar. These are just old glass jars that I've kept from different things that I've bought, or a mason jar, and this is a good serving. I will take this with me to work and heat it up. We have just a little convention oven. And then I also use my stainless steel container that we sell at Eco Collective. It's like one of my favorite things I own. It has a airtight seal, so you can put soup in here. Like, I actually have this filled to the brim with soup, and this is enough food for me for the week. And this meal was super inexpensive. I used all pretty much local and seasonal ingredients that I found all in bulk, so it was all zero waste.